Hello and welcome to Blue Milk Boys, where you'll never find a more wretched hive of collectibles and nerds. I'm IJEDI, and this is
BRUH, or BRUH I'm Drunk. And we've got a very special guest with us today. Maybe not for you guys, but for us definitely. This is Double D Hole, one of our really good, cherished friends. We've known him for, almost 2 decades now. God, you're an old man.
Cheers.
On today's episode, we would like to go and talk through Deadpool. One of our users,
Are You Lost Too?
Are You Lost Too? Asked us what our opinion of the new Deadpool movie coming out was. Unfortunately, it took us a little bit of time to actually go and see that movie, but we did get to see it with Double D Hole here. So we're going to run through some of the synopsis of the movie itself, talk about our favorite parts and things like that, and then get into our actual grading of the movie. Double D Hole, you want to kind of run us through what the movie was about?
Certainly. So it kicks off with an amazing opening credit scene, just pretty much awesome fight scene, and then he does a standard flashback to, let me get you guys caught up. And so where we start, following Deadpool 2, we went back in time, all his people were alive, and he pretty much totally steered his life a different direction, and it's just kind of a birthday party for him. But he's a pretty sad car salesman, essentially.
Midlife crisis, for sure.
Stapled on wig, just living that basic life. He gets a knock at the door, TVA, and that's when stuff just starts to go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part. I think the movie itself was pretty solid overall, and we'll get into that here in a little bit. Did you have anything to add?
No, not really. I guess we can just get right into our most favorite scene of the movie.
All right. Being our guest, Double D Hole, why don't you go ahead and tell us what your favorite part of the movie was?
All right, and it should be obvious that all the spoiler alerts ever.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Good call.
Yeah, all the spoilers.
Yep. Definitely.
But that being said, my favorite scene had to be the Deadpool core. Pretty epic battle there. It starts out in Layfield Bakery, which is a cool shout out to the creator of Deadpool. Essentially, they kind of wake up there after going through a transporter thing, ready to kind of fight the big fight. But before they can get to that, Deadpool core rolls up, and it just filled with so many Deadpools and so many epic fights. And just seeing Deadpool and Wolverine, like, the choreography, the fight scenes through that whole, like, fighting through dozens and dozens of Deadpool, that was probably my favorite thing.
Yeah, that scene is actually pretty cool, too, because of the amount of actors, like, actual main stage actors that are taking part in that scene. So if you don't know who's actually in it, but definitely look up some of the different Deadpools that were participating in that scene and who actually played them, because it's pretty solid cast for the most part.
So my favorite scene of the movie would have to be one of the cameos, and you've probably seen it on social media, but it was Calverine. So Henry Cavill made an appearance as one of the variations of Wolverine during a really quick montage. I thought it was just really cool to see him as Wolverine. He had the facial structure, the hair, his demeanor that you've probably seen in, like, The Witcher and everything else. Just the look. I think he did like a simple over-the-shoulder kind of just glare at Deadpool. And it hit the spot for me. It was just really cool to see that actor transfer from DC Universe over to the MCU. And, yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, that was a surprise for sure.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part, so I have 2 favorite parts. The one that takes least is definitely the opening scene, obviously, with him fighting with the different parts of Logan already decomposed and completely showing. But my favorite part is the excitement for Captain America coming out as part of the Avengers. Like, you know who it is. You're ready. You're excited. You're ready for him to throw the hood of that cloak back, and then it just becomes
Johnny Storm.
I almost said Johnny Blaze again. It makes sense. But the Human Torch, and then you're just completely let down after that. So I thought that was a good exciting part that you just like, oh man, it's Human Torch. Sad day.
Yeah. And then right after best or favorite scene, we'll say our least favorite scene of the movie.
Okay.
Double D Hole?
Mine probably had to be right after the opening credits in the very beginning. Just when he was like a used car salesman and his life was so pathetic, it just coming off of part 2 when he jumps back in time with Cable, like you wouldn't think he would fall into such a pathetic state. And then I felt it was a little forced, like when they started explaining it, he like tried out for the Avengers and stuff, and that seemed the most out of character to Deadpool for me in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like just being all sad he didn't make it and being pathetic.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. My turn. Least favorite. My least favorite part was actually a fight scene, and it was the fight scene between Wolverine and
Sabretooth.
I wanted to call him the Beast for some reason, like a dummy. Beast is blue, not flesh toned and hairy, but hairy. But anyways, Sabretooth and Wolverine. Like I got amped as soon as Sabretooth jumped off the car, and then like the worst Wolverine ever is supposed to fight him, and it's like 30 seconds of just Wolverine running at him and decapitating him. That was a bummer. I was real excited for that scene.
Yeah.
Quick.
I think my favorite or least favorite scene of the whole movie would probably have to be
Really like that movie, huh?
Yeah, I did like the movie. I'd probably have to go with some of the banter between Wolverine and Deadpool. Didn't show enough bro love. I don't know. I figured they would have a little bit more dialogue and kind of flesh out their relationship. Because obviously Deadpool has a crush on Wolverine. Wolverine being grumpy, right on brand with that, like just being disgruntled. I guess that would be an overall theme for some of the movie for me. But
and an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Yeah. All right. So, favorite fight scene. There was a lot of them, a lot of action throughout the whole movie. Got to see a lot of choreography, a lot of fights. Double D Hole, what's your favorite?
I would say again, Deadpool core.
Okay.
Kind of favorite scene and favorite fight scene, just because the action was so well done. That's also just knowing behind the scenes a little bit, all those cameos we were talking about. Deadpool rolled in his whole family. Lady Pool was Blake Lively. His kids had some action. I mean, you had Matthew McConaughey, Cowboy, Deadpool, like just so many cool cameos.
Did you have a favorite cameo?
Favorite cameo?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to get away from the fight scene and say Thor.
Okay. All right.
There's just one scene, and it's just a grainy video. But when they're looking at the TVA screens, Thor's just holding Deadpool, like mask half burned off, and he's crying. And I'm just so excited to see them bring that to a future story.
Nice.
I'm quite excited about that part. Yeah. I just burped in my helmet. It's so sticky. What about you? What was your
my favorite fight scene would be the opening credits. I thought it was really well done. They spliced all the names of the actors and directors and anybody involved with the filming. They kind of overlaid it on top of the bones as Deadpool is just desecrating the remains of Wolverine. I thought it looked really good. There was a lot of cool action, a lot of gore right off the bat. Kind of set the tone for the movie. So I was really happy with the opening scene.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed out because as soon as that all took place, you knew that it wasn't going to be the original Logan that we're used to. That was like, oh man, we're not getting him back. But yeah, for sure. I think my favorite fight scene is the Honda Odyssey scene. Like just that Van Quando freaking, they're bringing back the two people in the front and the front seats just fighting it out, and then they ended up and they're both taking a nap in the van with Deadpool just wrapped in seatbelts. That was hilarious to me. Plus, then obviously you get extra cameos with that, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we heard about your favorite cameo, right? What's your favorite cameo? I think we already know.
It would probably be right along with my favorite scene with Henry Cavill showing up and sliding in his Calverine. I think that was just really cool for my favorite cameo.
Yeah. Favorite cameo. Let me think. I have an idea, but I'm kind of torn between two people.
Yeah, send it.
Let's hear two people.
So my first is Blade, and it's just because it's probably been a decade or so since I've even thought about those movies, and he just steps out. Not the first person I would expect in a Marvel, that MCU style movie, but it was just hilarious to see him step out, and then he played his character just as he would in an original Blade movie,
Yeah.
I'm the one and only Blade, motherfucker. Like, oh, dude, what?
Even though there's a new Blade movie coming out.
Yeah. And then the second one, just because I haven't really seen Gambit in a lot. There's only one. I think it's when did they bring Gambit out in the movie?
It was
X2.
Origins Wolverine.
There it is. Yeah.
The one with the Deadpool with his mouth sewed shut.
Yeah, okay, that one. Yeah. So they only played it that one time, and I've always loved Gambit. I've always loved the card tricks and the exploding cards. I thought that was cool. So when they brought him out with, as you guys would call it, Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
CT. Yes,
Channing Tatum.
That was super cool. And then obviously he had my name's Yef accent going on, with that French accent going on. So that was pretty cool for it. So that was definitely the two that I liked.
Yeah. So overall, how would you guys rate this movie compared to other MCU movies, Fox, X-Men movies, whatever? Give your favorite score from 1 to 10.
I'm gonna have to give it a 9.5.
Wow, nice. Okay.
It's
Can you compare that to any other movies that would hit that benchmark?
probably just how much it got Marvel back on track. It's one of my tops. Some similar ones that I felt as strongly about was like the original Guardians of the Galaxy, the Endgame series,
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's right there. It also was pretty significant in getting them back on track. And Ryan Reynolds' love for the character just poured through. That's what made it such a great movie for me.
Nice.
Where you at?
Yeah, I think I'm at a solid 8.4. I wish they would have given us they introduced a lot of things into the movie, but they didn't flesh out and let some of those things breathe a little. I wish they would have tied some of those ends off so we would know maybe where we're going in the future and what to expect from the MCU and Fox. But overall, I liked the comedy. I liked the action. A lot of fanfare in there. So yeah, I give it an 8.4.
How
about you, bro?
Pretty high on the scale here. I feel kind of bad because I love Deadpool. When they first introduced him in the first movie, I was super stoked because he definitely played the character well. Just that lack of care for what other people think and just crushing life and souls for days, but still having that soft spot for Vanessa. I'm more along the lines of a 6.5, 6.6.
Okay.
I think the bromance between Wolverine and Deadpool played out okay. I think they could have elaborated a little bit more. I would have liked to see a longer fight scene between him and Wolverine as well. I don't feel like Wolverine and Deadpool's relationship was the core of the movie like they wanted it to be, and it was more about saving Deadpool's world. And then they did. There's so many cameos in this movie, and I know that we talked about it. We touched on it a little bit with how many cameos, and you're like, I think they did a really good job. I think they brushed by and tried to fit a lot into one movie, just to appease a lot of fans and get fans excited really quick. But I do think, like you were saying, there's a lot of openness to how the movie could go. I know that they're probably doing that for a reason on the back end. There's probably going to be a lot of split-offs from this at this point. It'll keep that Deadpool franchise alive. But personally, I don't think a lot of it culminated the way that it would satisfy me personally. So I'm a little bit lower. I was actually kind of disappointed. And there was a lot of that first in the beginning where he was just a sad panda.
Yeah. All right. Well, for the most part, that's our review on the Deadpool and Wolverine movie that just came out. So we do have a few closing notes for you guys. Just a reminder to help us grow and grow the channel and the community. For every 100 new subscribers, we're going to be doing a giveaway. I think we're somewhere around 50 subscribers right now. once we reach 100, we are giving away a free sealed Spark of the Rebellion booster box from the Star Wars trading card game, Star Wars Unlimited from Fantasy Flight Games. So please tell your friends, your family, anybody that's into nerdom about our channel. Get them to subscribe, like the videos. And once we hit 100 subscribers, we'll do a live stream and give that booster box away. And for full transparency, what can people expect next?
Oh, dude, nice setup. I like the transition there.
Solid.
So I just got this in yesterday, to be honest with you guys. But if you haven't seen, Lego just released their Dark Falcon. I'm pretty excited about it because it's got Jedi Vader in it. You got Beach Guy Luke as well. And then you've got Darth Jar Jar. All right.
We all know the truth.
Oh, yeah. So next week, I'm going to be building that. So if you want to see what that build looks like, kind of check out the minifigures and see how long it takes, as well as kind of see what it looks like once it's done. That's going to be next week's episode. Hopefully in someplace exotic, like right here. Anyways, guys, don't forget to drink your blue milk. Cheers.
And be excellent to each other.